Welcome to 5-Minute Theory lesson number 9. In this lesson, we're going to learn about ledger lines. And we remember that a staff, enunciate my words, remember that a staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. But instruments play much broader ranges than just those notes within the staff. So if we think of a staff like a ladder, as we're getting to the top of the staff, think of ledger lines as a ladder that just keep going up. So I can extend the range of the staff with ledger lines or extend the range down. So the more we think about a ladder, the easier this becomes. So let's look at lesson number 9. I'm going to write my name in the top of the page. Okay. First, so if I know that good boys do fine always, if this top line is an A, I think of that being the bottom of the ground, and then I'm going to go up. So the space in between the next rung of the ladder will be the next letter name. And then if I think of the first ledger line that goes through, will be the next rung of the ladder, C. If I go up that ledger line, above that ledger line is the space, D. 2 ledger lines will be an E. So notice that I'm just using the musical alphabet A, B, C, D, E, but I'm moving up past the range of the staff. I can also go down. So if the bottom line is G, if I go below, I'm working my way backwards in the musical alphabet. So I'm counting down my ladder. And I'm using ledger lines to extend the range of the staff. All right, so I'm going to use the musical alphabet in this line here to find the note names. Number 1, we know that this is an A. All cows eat. No, I'm sorry. Good boys do fine always. So I'm just going above. I'm just using my alphabet. Here's my first ledger line. I use above that ledger line is D. 2 ledger lines is E. Now I'm going back down, so I go back down in my alphabet. That first space above the ledger line is D. Here's my ledger line C, and here's that space B. So it's really pretty simple, and just think of whatever the top or the bottom number of the staff is in this walk up the ladder and walk back down the ladder. But you also have to remember that the lines are one note, and then the space between the lines are another note. All right, let's do number 2. So the bottom note, good. Now I'm working my way backwards in the alphabet. F, ledger line, E. Okay, below E, but not 2 ledger lines, is D. So my C is going to have 2 ledger lines. And then below C is my B. Now notice I go back up, C to D. All right, so I'm still using my musical alphabet. I'm just going past the range of the staff. Number 3, notice that all of these are spaces. So none of these have a ledger line going through the note. Okay, the notes are always above the ledger line or in between the ledger lines. All right, so all, okay, all cows eat grass. Now I'm just doing every other note. So the top one is A, so this is a B. So I skip C, this is a D. I skip E, this is an F. I skip G, this would be an A. I skip B, that would be a C. So you see how if I'm going space to space to space to space, I'm just skipping a letter in between. Now this one does the same thing, but lines. Number 4 is, okay, good boys do fine always. Good boys do fine. Good boys do. Good boys. Good. Now I'm working my way backwards, but these are all lines, ledger lines, so I'm skipping. So G, F, E, skipping D. C, skipping B, A. So if you can recognize lines and spaces, and just remember that the musical alphabet, you skip a letter if it's all lines or all spaces, then it's pretty simple. On the second half of lesson number 9, we're going to do a bunch of stuff. First thing we're going to do is name the notes. Now, you've probably already gotten pretty far in your beginner book, whether you're playing tuba or baritone or trombone, so you kind of know a few notes. The notes that we know right now are B flat up to F in the bass clef, so these kind of just reinforce those note names. So what we're doing here is naming the notes. Good boys do, we got a D. Good, all cows, that's a C. B flat is going to be that second line. Let's keep going. This note is F. Good boys do fine. Good boys. Now if I have a B, I'm also going to write my flat sign, correct? Here is all cows E, and I have my flat sign. And here is all cows, C. This one is B. This one is all cows E. No, good boys do fine. All cows E. There's my E, but now E flat. Here's a C, and here is a B, but flat. Really kind of forgot my flat sign right there. So you could put a B flat. Now the next thing that I do on this line, because I am making you do multiple things, is to write the number of counts each note receives. All right, so if you see here, quarter note gets 1, quarter note gets 1, half note gets 2. All right, so if I add all of these together, 1, 2, 3, 4, every time I get to a 4, I draw a bar line. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 equals 4. So there's my bar line. Here, this one gets 4 counts, right? Whole note will always be in a bar by itself in quarter time. In 4/4 time, I should say. This is 2 counts. This is 2 counts. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So bar line. This is 2 counts. This is 1, 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. So there's my double bar line at the end. All right. That's just complicates things. All I'm doing is having you think first with naming notes and second with drawing bar lines and also knowing how many counts each note gets. It's just something that really is testing your mental acuity, or whether you can think. All right. Number 6, we're going to do the same thing. Let's start off by naming notes. So F, C. Now you can say the saying to yourself, or you can just name the notes. I'm just going to name the notes. I'm thinking it to myself, and I'm trying to get faster because this is a speed test. How fast can you name these notes on the staff? You may have gotten all the way through that. If you haven't, stop the video, finish it off. Make sure that you get it correct. Okay, you don't want to just go so fast that you're making mistakes. But next, we want to write in the number in all of these boxes that each count or each type of note receives. So 1, 2, 1, and now we're in 4/4 time. So every 4 counts, bar line. 1, 1, 2, that's 4. 1, 1, 1, 1, that's 4. 4, that's bar line. 2, 1, 1. At the end, we put a double bar line. A lot of stuff to do there. Not really that hard. It's just a lot of stuff. You just got to remember, read all your directions so you know what to do. Number 7, now you draw the correct note and correct note value on the staff. Okay? Finish by using the time signature to draw on the bar lines. Okay, so a lot of stuff to do here. So first I want to find a D. Good boys do. We know it's here, but it is 2. What kind of note gets 2 counts? A half note. All right, so you see how you have to find the note, but then also draw in the correct note value. We'll go back in and draw the bar lines in a second, but let's just do note value. So 1, okay, means I'm going to draw a quarter note on an E flat. So here's an E. So there's my quarter note, and then I'm going to draw a flat sign on my E. 1 is a quarter note. I'm going to draw a quarter note on my F. 4. So I'm drawing a whole note on my note C. Okay. 1, I'm drawing a quarter note on my B flat. Okay, got my stem there going up. C, what kind of note am I drawing? Half note. Stem up. 1 is a quarter note on D. Okay, I'm in the center, so my stem goes down. A C, I'm drawing a whole note on a C. E flat, I'm drawing a half note, but remember my flat sign. F, I'm drawing a half note. Oop, I'm going to do that again because that really wasn't intersecting the line properly. And then a whole note on B flat. Okay, now let's go back and draw in the bar line. So every 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 4, bar line. 1, 3, 4, bar line. 4, bar line. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And whole note is 4 counts by itself. And there's your double bar line at the very end. Okay, that is a little tricky, not because you don't know how all these things work, but because you have to do a lot of stuff. A lot of times I do this in worksheets not only to test your knowledge, but also to test your thinking ability. As a musician, you really need to be able to think. You need to be able to think fast. Okay, music is great because it really helps you think fast and helps you understand things in ways that if you've never played a musical instrument, your brain is not quite working. So neurons are firing across your brains, you're connecting all of those neurons together, you're really increasing your intelligence, not only by learning songs and enjoying music, but by all of this music theory. So please, make sure that you do all of this, and please make sure that you do it correctly before you move on to lesson 10.